Hi, I'm Bob Rumsby. I'm the director of Red Velvet at Jewel Theatre Company. About 3 or 4 years ago, I saw the original production of the play in London and was really drawn to it for a couple of reasons. I think mostly because of the Shakespeare connection at that time. I went to it because I read really good reviews. I didn't plan to go to it, but I left it thinking that it was an interesting project, or might be an interesting project for me, because I work a lot with young people performing Shakespeare, and I thought it would be interesting to look at the Shakespeare connection and the whole connection with stagecraft and acting styles. Well, it's changed quite a bit, because the more you read, the more you find out. There has been a lot written about him since the play came out, and there was a really good biography available back in, I think it was 1958. And unfortunately, the play cannot cover large parts of his life. It can only really cover 2 moments in his life, I would say. But regardless of that, you come away from working on this play feeling like you got to know someone who was really unusual, was capable of knocking down all kinds of barriers in front of him to do whatever he wanted to do from a very young age, from the age of 17 really. And you also come away with it with an impression of a man who could have been more influential if, things had gone better around him, and if he'd been born at a later date, I don't know. But he left a big influence, but probably the real influence hasn't been felt until more recently. I think it does up to a point. It can only cover, what will fit into 2 hours. And I think someone could easily come along at some point and write a whole mini-series or 8-part drama about his life, and that would be really compelling. It does do him justice in the sense that it conveys how unusual he was, how brilliant he was, and how much of an influence he had on people around him during his lifetime. But it leaves out big chunks of his story for obvious reasons. And I think in that sense it doesn't do him justice. I think a bigger, longer production of some sort somewhere, film, TV, whatever, might be able to do that. So I will be starting rehearsals soon for The Tempest with San Jose Youth Shakespeare, which is the company that I run all the time. We're usually working on something. That will be our spring play this year. It will open in April. And so I'll be working with about 21 young people on that show, with an 18-year-old girl playing Prospero.